Alright guys, let's move on. So the next thing we want to do is to differentiate the message, the single message layout, so that we know that it was sent by either the currently logged in user or the recipient. So this will involve both some design work as well as some logic, and we'll start with the logic. So here in our chat activity, we can go to our message map and add just one more entry, and it will be, actually I'll duplicate and I'll change message to sender and this to current user ID. So this is something else that will go to the database. And now we can go to our message class and add sender, and then I can get rid of this constructor, alt insert constructor, and now its sender has shown up, so I'll select them all again. And then add the get and setter. Get and setter, sender, and there it is. So sender and sender. So now once again the message class matches up exactly to the way the database will look. So what are we going to do with this now? We'll go to the message adapter and we will add another object, and this will be private Firebase auth. The purpose of this is we want to see who's logged in. We want to know whether the sender is the person who's logged in. Now this will only be used within this class, so there's no need to change the constructor here. We just need to work on bind view holder. So what we'll do is, we will, first of all, we have to initialize what we just created. So auth is equals to Firebase auth.get instance, and then string current user ID is equals to auth.get current user.get UID. Simple as that. And now it's just a matter of doing an if statement. So here underneath the message, I can simply say if sender, before I do that, let's get the string sender ID is equals to m.getSender, now that we've made that change to the message class. So now if sender ID dot equals current user ID, or in other words, if the person who sent the message is the person who is currently logged in, then what do we want to do? The first thing I want to do is, let's first take a look at our layout. Here it is, message BG. So the first thing I want to do is get rid of this color primary and instead have a white background. So to do that, I'll need another one of this, but to make life easy, I'll just copy paste. So Control C and Control V, and then I can call this message background 2, and all I'll do is get rid of this and replace it with #FFFFFF, which is white. Okay, so back to message adapter. So if sender ID dot equals current user ID, then view holder actually is what it's called, dot message text dot set background resource to r.drawable.message bg2, which we just created. Then the next thing, since the text is also white, we want to say holder.messageText.set text color to color.black. Okay, the next thing we'll do is we'll get rid of the circle image view. No need to see your own picture when you're the one logged in. So holder dot message avatar dot set visibility to be invisible. Okay, yes, and that's what we'll do if the currently logged in user is the sender. All right, and one final thing is we want to shift it. So as you've noticed in most chat applications, the message is on one side, the message from someone else is on one side and the message from you is on the other side. So we want to have that same effect, and to do that we use what's known as gravity. So what I'll do, so what we have to do first, let's take a look at the layout itself. Single message, here it is. So to use gravity, what we have to do is get the layout itself, the relative layout, which we gave you an ID, and we have to set the gravity on that. So we come back to our class, our message view holder class, and we say public relative layout MSG layout, and we initialize it. MSG layout is equals to v.findViewById r.id.single message layout. Okay, and now we can come back to our on-bind view holder and say holder dot MSG layout dot set gravity to right, or I think we have to say gravity dot right. Yes. Okay, yes, so that's all we'll do for that. Now another thing we need to do in the message adapter is to actually set this image, this one. So for that we need a database reference to go into the users table and get that image. So database reference, I'll call it ImageRef, IMGRef is equals to, no, I've spelled that with an N, IMGRef is equals to database reference, no, sorry, Firebase database dot get instance dot get reference dot child users dot child send ID. Okay, next is ImageRef dot add. Now we usually add value event listener, but this time I'm going to add listener for single value event, and the reason for this is because this particular listener, it will get the data and it will stop listening. So the other one, value event listener, is always constantly connected to the database. Any change, it registers that. We don't need that for this, we just need to get that image once and that's it. So new value event listener, and within this I can say string avatar string is equals to data snapshot dot get, data snapshot dot child compressed image dot get value dot to string. Simple as that. And then we can use Picasso dot get dot load avatar string dot into holder dot message avatar. There we go. And we can throw in our placeholder, of course. Placeholder. I think it goes after the dot load dot placeholder. Yes, there we go. r dot durable dot nif. Okay, that's looking good so far. So let's test it. Alright, that's the app running. So I went ahead and navigated to the chat activity, and I'm now chatting with Imo, and as you can see, what we've done so far has worked. The circle image view is showing the thumb email. I actually just took the one from John's database and copied it to Imo, and we can see that's working, so that's good. And now let me respond. Hey, just here, and there it is. So not only is it a white background, but it's shifted to the right, and the circle image view has disappeared for this other one. So that's worked perfectly, which is good. I am glad with how it's looking. One thing I'll change, you'll notice this text is still here, so really quick, let's just go into chat activity, come to the send button, and right at the bottom, once we've done everything, we simply have to say message box dot set text to just empty string. Now I'm confident enough about this one line of code that I'm not even going to test it, so I will just apply those changes and leave it at that. Here's my emulator running, but it was taking too long, so I just decided to use this. But anyway, that's it. That's what we aimed to do, and I think it has worked perfectly. So let's continue in the next video.